Alright, let me go ahead and start off here with our water quality monitoring equipment. And so what I have here is our Osprey backpack for water quality monitoring. It has everything needed for just basic water quality discrete water quality monitoring every week. So what we have to start off with on the outside is we have our sampling cup, which covers the probes when we're traveling between sites, and just basically keeping, just an inch or two of water in there. I have a can of air to clean the joints when moving the sonde between the mobile sampler and the continuously monitored system. And then in the top have a bunch of gloves for water quality sampling, an extra pen, and permanent markers for E. coli or bacterial sampling. So yeah, okay. And then, okay, so going inside here, okay, we have our discrete mobile monitoring YSI 650 with, I don't know, 20 feet of cable or something, but it's zip tied together to keep it from being a bigger mess. So it's pretty straightforward. Basically, you don't actually have to do that much with it. Calibration's a little more complicated, but in order to do discrete monitoring, you basically just turn it on and press run. I'll show you in 1 sec. There's really not much else in here. I tried to keep some paper towels in here for cleaning. But other than that, that's pretty much it. Sometimes there's some other stuff in here, but yeah, that's all we have for the bag. Other than, of course, the Write in the Rain book that needs to be taken out when water sampling. So, yep, cool. Alright, so here we have the Write in the Rain water sampling book. So on it, this is just the typical way to take notes for discrete sampling. So here's the basic layout. So on the left here we have basically the date, the probe, and then aquams. So we know that it's been put into aquams, uploaded into aquams, and what date, and then whoever's sampling and the date as well. And then over here we have all of the main parameters being sampled. So this is the continuous measurement for the day, which you try to pull about the exact same time as you pull OC2, about within a half an hour, just to kind of compare if something's really off, or just to kind of get a frame of reference. And then so the main, these are the main type parameters sampled, and then time, location, the the barometric pressure, and depth. The depth's only at the flume, OC2, and then the continuous, so to kind of get an idea if the flume is out of calibration, which is important because it does get out of calibration with a lot of fluctuation. And then below is just the standard pH, conductivity, specific conductivity, salinity, temp, DO, and turbidity. And when looking at the continuous, it has all these parameters just directly in the continuous panel on VD Vista Data Vision, but I don't think conductivity shows up. So, and then down here we have the last little piece, which is the monitoring wells, which is just a weekly spot check, just to kind of get an idea of how much the monitoring wells are changing. And if there's a huge change for some reason, then it's probably because something happened with the equipment, or if it's offline, it's just a good chance to reference it every week. So, all right, so that is the Write in the Rain water sampling, discrete water sampling book. All right, so we got everything here. So what we do with the first thing to start off with is when we get to any location, is we go ahead and take off this the sampling jar. Okay, I'm gonna toss on the probe cover. I don't know what the formal name is, but toss that off. And then, so now we're at OC2, so just should kind of keep it consistent with locations. So I just toss the OC2 right in the middle right here. Just give it a little toss. The less toss, the better. Don't want to shake it up too much. And then let it sit for a few minutes. But first thing you try to do is I try to turn on and get the mobile, just, you know, the mobile unit running, and so I just press power, and then you just press enter under Sonde run, and then let it go and let it stabilize, and then give it a minute or two. But so the order I go with is I mainly start with recording. I record the time, and then in the bottom right corner is the barometric pressure. And then I go ahead and start with the conductivity, specific conductivity, salinity, temp, and then I go down but you have to wait a sec for the DO to stabilize. But if the DO isn't stabilizing right away, then you can go up to the turbidity first, then back to the DO, and then finally pH, because pH takes a little bit to stabilize sometimes. Alright, so also at OC2, which is the only location that has this, is the flume, and so I try to take a manual measurement to record the depth of the flume. So I often have to get down, because it's just really hard to read it because of the meniscus. And the meniscus, you can't read it correctly, and often it gets distortion. So what I see is it's about, you get better at reading it over time. So I see it's right under 0.4 at the last notch, so it's about 0.38. 0.385, and so I just, you know, open the book and just record the temperature first, and then from there, once I recorded the temperature, then I can go down with conductivity, specific conductivity, go down the list. If DO is good, DO. If no DO, then turbidity first, and back up to pH, and that should be good for each location. So yep, that's all that I do, and then after I'm done with that, then I set that aside, turn off the mobile unit, just press the power button once, it'll turn it off. I kind of pull it out of the water real quick, shake off any dirt, bring it back up, and toss on the sampling jar, make sure it's sealed correctly so it doesn't leak. And then fold it up, put it away in the bag, and off to the next site.